GT Sport Ferrari Challenge final round. We are at the circuit of Monza, and there's two new faces in the commentary box. That is myself, Keelan, and also I have Patrick with me, if you'd like to say hello.
Hello.
Thank you, and we've just started qualifying, and we are about 3 minutes into it already, but that's no problem as the tyres will eventually drop as we go through to the end of the session. And Bellin is currently leading them out. It will be a slipstream fest, and hopefully it can provide some good overtaking and some interesting strategy, as no one wants to really lose that 1.5 second slipstream gap which is on the Gran Turismo game. Patrick, would you like to run us through the championship standings going into this round, as we do have a championship battle on our hands?
Sure thing. We have ERT Bellin on 111 points, the only man in the triple figures at the moment, and then closely followed behind by Jamie with 99. Those are the two people that are going to be going for this championship title today. We've got Sparks, Francis, Krypton, Will, Toby, Fred Panda, Belvica, and Hasnain finish out the top 10.
Is there any other battles for positions going on? Whereas we've got the championship, is there any battles for third, fourth, fifth?
Well, third to... Let's have a look. Yeah, third and fourth separated by 10 points, and then fifth all the way down to 10th, about 10 points as well. So quite a lot to play for, actually.
Yeah.
And I must say, you're going to have to fill me in with all this, because I am a slight noob when it comes to GT Sports. So
yeah, no problem.
You please be the man who tells me everything that is going on. So, for example, right now, I'm looking at everyone go around. Now, as a Formula 1 man, I'm looking at this thinking that they are so close together, they must be losing downforce. Why are they not?
On this game, it's better to be quite close to the car in front, because you have the slipstream zone, and especially on around this track, downforce isn't really a issue unless it's coming into the braking zones, which is 3 major braking zones on the track. I would say personally, because I don't think Parabolicas. Oh, and we have a spinner on the exit. It's Ascari, sorry.
Francis.
But yeah, as I was saying, around the Parabolica, usually braking after the 100 metre, and it's quite a fast sweeping corner. So unless.
Alright, well, how about for the viewers, you take us through a lap of Monza with one of the guys. Well, it looks like most of them are coming in the pits, actually, now I say this. Alright, got Fred Panda, he's staying out. Go and take us down a lap of Monza.
Let's go. Right, so we'll go on board with him on the roof cam. We're going into turn 1, probably just braking after the 150 metres board. Making sure that he does nicely cut the first corner. Hopefully he doesn't over-rotate the car going in. He gets a really nice line on the exit. Staying wide out, I would prefer to take a quite shorter line just to maximise the speed. Coming into turn 4 and 5, which is here, you just want to brake where the little tarmac patch is there. Take as much curb going into the corner to get a really nice exit through turn 5 and into the first Lesmo. You want to brake just after the 50, keep it held, and just has a bit of a slide coming out, and we'll still stick on with him. Gets a nice exit through the Lesmo with ERT Bellin just taking a little trip off the grass, and looking at it, he's not going to be on a flyer, possibly might go in the pits at the end of the lap, but he's coming to Ascari. Want to brake around about that tarmac patch again, just like turn 4, taking a nice line. Probably could have took a lot more, but he's just lifting off to let the car behind pass, which is Jamie, our second place going into the championship decider. And yeah, Fred Panda's just backed off. Usually for Parabolica, you just brake after the 100 metre, and then you get around about halfway through the corner, you put the power back on to get a really nice exit, and really nice exit to finish the lap off.
Well, I must say, even though he didn't finish the lap, it was still good to know everything that was going on, because I do not know any of that, so anything you tell me I learn. So let's have a look. Will's still leading at the moment. We've got Bellin in behind, but of course we've still got, how many minutes left? 7 minutes of qualifying. James made a mistake out of turn 1, and he's let Bellin through. Maybe that was tactical, of course. Them two are the championship protagonists here tonight. With 2 more rounds left, the feature race and the sprint race. In case you've never watched PSGL before, we've got 2 races here tonight. One will be made of the grid of this qualifying session, and then the next will have the entire race results of the first race flipped over. So Bellin's gone purple in the first sector, so let's stay on with him and see what he does. He gets a little bit slidey outside of there, going into the Lesmos now, tuck it into the apex. Is he doing? Yes, he is. Is he going to run it wide? Not too wide for him there. So let's ride on board with Bellin then, Keelan. You can take us through the second half of the lap that you missed out when we were riding on board with Panda.
Right, so he gets a nice exit out of Lesmo 2, powering his way under the old Indy circuit, and looking to brake just at this tarmac, which he does nicely, cuts just enough in the first turn into the Ascari, and he does the last turn amazing, gets a really nice exit, and is powering his way through another of the track's very long straights, and he comes into Parabolica, just braking at the 75 metre, a lot later than I was thinking. Nice power out halfway through the corner, and he cuts back across the track just to get the shortest line to the finish, and he does a 1:47.5, which he actually did a 47.3, I think, or 47.2 in the practice session before. He's still got 2, maybe 3 more laps to go if he doesn't go in the pits, so hopefully he might
give it. It does show really, doesn't it? What you were saying before about the slipstream, it's very important to get that slipstream, especially in the second half of the lap, which is basically all straights apart from Ascari, and he missed out on that, didn't he? So that's probably where he lost a lot of his time. Oh, and Nick's been spun round by Toby. He's been contacted into turn 1. What is going on there? That's a bit too close of a slipstream. James is in the gravel, but he's thankfully staying there until everybody else gets through, so he's not keeping in their way. Bellin's going on for another lap, but he's 1/10 off in sector 1, so maybe he's going to go in the pits and get a new set of tyres on. Of course, if you look, his rear tyres are already wearing off, so Will's still in P1 at the moment, and he's going through the first sector now. Not anything amazing from him at the moment, heading wide into the gravel almost, but yeah, everyone's kind of finding their time at the moment. Still got 5 minutes left of this qualifying session before we get the title decider races here at Monza. So let's take stock. We've got Will in P1 at the moment, and then Bellin in P2, of course, the championship leader, going into this final 2 races. And then, of course, you've got his main arch rival, Jamie, all the way down in P6. So, with what's been seen so far, Keelan, who do you think is going to get pole position and, importantly, win the championship?
It's Monza. You can't really predict who's going to finish on pole, because really, it's on this game, it's just about where you position the car, make sure that you've got that perfect slipstream to hopefully drag you along for the rest of the lap. But if I have to put my money on someone, I think it might be Bellin from what he showed in the practice. He was probably just hiding a bit more pace what he has, but I wouldn't be surprised if Will stays where he is, especially coming into this race. He is part of a new team, Project 1 Motorsports, and he's looking to do a great job with them and make sure they're happy, and also properly show a reason why he belongs in that team.
Let's not forget, he's missed the last few races because he's having to do commentary duty, because of course he's not had anybody to commentate for PSGL, so he's going to be a man on a mission to want to get that victory. But he's actually gone wide at the exit of the first chicane, and he's surely going to get out of the way of people now, or he's probably just going to give him a bit of a slipstream, or he's going to keep his laps going, of course. We've got 3 minutes left, and this comes to crunch time now in qualifying. Will is still on pole position though, and we've got Bellin going into the De La Roja chicane now and exiting. There's a lot of squeamy rear ends here. Is that a characteristic of this Ferrari here?
Yes, it is. I drove one round in here, and on a pad, it's horrible to drive. The lift-off oversteer is you know, it does make the rear tyres go, as you pointed out before, you say that you could see that there's quite a bit of wear on the rears compared to the fronts. It's just about managing that across the race. If you can manage that absolutely perfect whilst keeping the speed up, you know, you're looking going into the final laps being in prime position for taking some crucial points and maybe even the race win. The first race you're looking at a one stop, I think. However, this is Monza. I won't be surprised if some people do manage to try and make it go all the way. However, I don't think that will happen. For the sprint race, it's just no stops, but usually it's about 1 or 2 laps after the pit window for the feature race, so it's all about managing the tyres there.
Everybody coming across the line now to get new laps going, and we see Panda went to P3 there just in front of Ollie in P4, and everybody's starting to set final lap times now. We've got 1 minute and 40 seconds left of this qualifying session, and now down to the very important part to see where everyone's going to qualify for the first feature race here at Monza. Of course, the championship contenders, in case you don't know, Bellin and Jamie currently in 2nd and 7th. Jamie's really going to want to get a good lap in, otherwise he's going to be all the way down there in the middle pack and towards the back of the pack actually. Of course, only got 9 people here tonight, and he is 3rd from last at the moment, so he's going to want to get a better lap in, otherwise his championship could be gone before it is even ended. So let's have a look at Bellin's time. He's not making too much time in the first sector. Of course, people are just going around and around this track. Of course, the more laps you do, the more slipstream you have, of course, the more consistency you'll get, the quicker the times you will have. So Will is still currently in P1, with Bellin, the championship leader, in P2, Fred Panda P3, Ollie P4 and Toby P5. So let's have a look who's going to go through and complete their laps first. Ollie doing a great job there in P4, I must say. He wasn't there before. Will is tucked up in the middle of people. I think this is a strategy from Will, would you say, Keelan, to get himself tucked up in between people to get a nice slipstream through Ascari?
Yeah, Will is on a lap. He is currently 2
tenths up.
Jesus, he might even reach the high 46s, which if he does that, that would be... Oh no, might have just got a penalty for just extending that track. Has he?
Well,
no,
there's 20 seconds left of the session. 20 seconds left of the session, so it looks like this might be their final times unless they can creep over the line with 10 seconds to go. Bellin's going across the line now, as is Jamie. They're going to have enough time for 1 more lap. They've got new tyres, they've got enough fuel. And look at that, Panda's gone P2, only 1/10 off of Will as we go across the line. Bellin's P3, he's improved a tiny bit. Jamie's gone to P4. P4 for Jamie, the championship contender. And look at that, Will's gone up into P1 still by only 0.06 of a second now, though, from Fred Panda. And looking at Toby as well, he's gone up into P4, so Jamie's been pushed down to P5, and that is his final lap, and he is done because he has pulled aside of the track, so Jamie is not going to be improving anytime soon. So let's see if anybody else can do any better as we go down into this final section of the race. Of course, the top 3 in the standings all went across the line after this time are done, apart from Fred Panda, actually, who is still on a lap. He is 1 second off, though, so he's not going to be able to improve on his time.
Yeah,
so I think everybody's kind of done that. But look at that, Bellin up 1/10 of a second in sector 1. This could get in pole position if he keeps it on track. He's keeping it side to look at that, Hussein going 1:48.3. He's gone up to P8. And looking at this now, it looks like we've got to keep our eyes on Bellin as he goes through the first Lesmo and second Lesmo. See what he gets in his sector 2 time after this straight here just before Ascari. He's not going to get a lot of slipstream though in front of him, so unfortunately for him he's not going to get the straight line speed they did the previous lap. But let's see if he can still go purple in the second sector and put the pressure on Will in P1 and Fred Panda in P2. Of course, his main rival Jamie is stuck down in P5 and he's not going to be doing any better because he is on a lap, but he is not improving at all. He's seconds off his pace. Look at Bellin. Let's see what he can do going through Ascari now. He's going to go right through the corner, looking very squirrely on the exit of that, but he's kept it together. And we're going all the way down now into Parabolica. Will is on pole position at the moment. Panda in second, but looking at Bellin now, it looks like he's going to be able to put the pressure onto them in this final qualifying session of the season. Let's have a see how they do going through the Parabolica. He's going to keep it nice and tight to the apex, running ever so slightly wide, and then he's going to floor it to the line. He's currently in P3. Is Bellin, the championship leader, going to be able to make it P1 as he goes across the line? He's going to be able to do it. He goes to the nice inside. He's done it!
Amazing.
He's done it by 1/10 of a second. He's on pole position, and he has put himself in, well, pole position for the championship as well. He's in P1 with Will in P2 by almost 2/10 of a second, so it turns out that final lap from Bellin was very crucial, and then Will has taken himself just up into P2. Of course, Panda did an amazing lap as well, but only by 0.06 of a second is he ahead, and the qualifying is now over. So it's Bellin on pole position, the championship leader Will in P2, Fred Panda P3, Toby P4, and Jamie all the way down in P5, and he's got a lot to do in this race. But here we are. It is the first race, the feature race here at Monza for the final round of this PSGL Ferrari Challenge season. So looking at the grid now, we've got Bellin in P1, Will P2, Panda P3, Toby P4, Jamie P5, the man who's going to have to make up a lot of positions to gain points. So let's see how we do them. Everybody waiting on the grid, and let's see what we can do here, and let's see who gets the best start. So we're just waiting for the revs to come up now. You can hear the revs going on, you can see the lights going on. Let's see who's going to get the best start. They go now. Bellin looks to have got a good start. Will, though, side by side. Who's going to get the best from the back? Jamie looks like he's trying to make up ground now, and he is doing. He's stuck in P5 at the moment, but Bellin is side by side with Will. It's going to turn 1. Is Will going to make it down the inside? Almost 4 wide going through into the first chicane. Will wants to go down the inside. Bellin needs to keep his head out of trouble as he goes through. They're keeping it side by side. Great racing, no contact. Bellin and Will still side by side. It looks like Will's got the best contact-free start, though. And Toby's up into P3 as well. 5 Panda's down to P4. Jamie's been side by side with Francis in P6 and P7. So he's going to lose even more places to his championship leader Bellin. Bellin, though, is tucking in behind the slipstream of Will. He's going to be able to make a move going through the De La Rocha chicane. Doesn't look like it. Will's getting tucked up right behind him, but he's kept through, and it looks like he's kept it nice and clean, which he has done. Will is in the lead with Bellin in second. Great start for Will. And Toby up to P3, Fred P4, but a terrible start from Jamie Keelan. He's down in P6.
Yeah, it's not been the greatest start. I just thought that at the start, the top 4 really did get a good start. They were the fastest to react to what was quite quickly lights out. But yeah, just I think Francis might have caught Jamie napping, which has been able to get him up into that crucial P5, which I know how quick Francis is on this game. I can see him possibly getting a good position, maybe a podium position out of this race, and it's all for Jamie to play for, as he has to come back from that terrible start that he did have. And as we can see, we're going into the Parabolica now. Bellin just right behind Will's rear wing, and I think he's just going to stay there. Go and look for a mistake from Will going into maybe turn 1. Although he has got a better exit.
Going through the straight now. Yeah, it's the end of the black one. Will's in the lead, but Bellin's got a better exit, like you said, and he's gone through up into P1. As you can see, that Will's down now into P2. They're going to be side by side. They're going into turn 1 once again. Bellin does not want to get into any trouble, though, here with Will, because, of course, he is the championship leader, and he just needs to keep his head out of trouble. Looking at Toby going down the inside, possibly as well onto Will, but look at that. Bellin's going to take the inside line, and he's going to get the lead into turn 1. Will and Toby almost make a bit of contact, but thankfully that's not happened. Jamie's still stuck down in P6, but with that, Bellin's gone into the lead. He's going to want to bolt now into the distance to try and get that race victory, and, of course, the championship as well. Is Will going to tuck him behind? Of course, slipstream is very big around this track here at Monza, one of the most tracks with the biggest straights, to be honest, and Will's tucked in behind now Bellin. He's not going to be able to make it, though. Bellin has pulled away a bit. Toby is now behind Will, and Panda and Francis and Jamie are all going to want to make up ground here as Will's going to overtake, and it looks like at the moment Bellin's going to pull away. As we're looking at the back, as Hasnain is still at the back now in P9. Ollie down in P8. He had a good qualifying session, but he's lost quite a few places. Jamie's still stuck in P6, riding on board now with the Ferrari driver, and he is stuck in that black 458 behind that of Francis, who of course overtook him at the start. He's going to want to have to push as hard as he can to get ahead of Francis now, and hopefully for his sake Bellin's going to make a mistake. That's what he's going to be hoping for. Bellin himself is just going to want to hope to bolt into the distance and not get into any trouble himself. He has pulled quite a bit of a gap actually over Will as he goes purple in sector 2, and looking at that down the inside, possibly no. Toby keeps it nice and tight and through a scar, and it looks like at the moment everyone's just settling down, and they're going to just try and keep in everyone's slipstream and hopefully for them make a jump in the pit stops or something along those lines.
Yeah, could we just say Nick made an incredible start. He did start at the back of the grid. He's now made himself up into second and keeping only 5 tenths away from Jamie. So if anything was to happen up ahead, he might be in a prime position to get a few extra positions. And also get good results, which, you know, he's already doing well. He's keeping in that slipstream gap to the car ahead. Ollie just starting to lose time now, 1.1 seconds. He's only 4 tenths off the essentially losing the slipstream, which then means that it'll be Ollie versus Hasnain for 8th position, which I'm pretty sure is the last points position. Let's go back to the leader now, who is, you know, starting to pull a gap, 4 tenths, but just keeps on getting pulled back because of the massive amount of slipstream coming into turn 4.
Absolutely, looks like Will's actually closing a bit more than he had the previous lap, though. Maybe Will's got his act together now. He's going to tuck in behind that slipstream off Belling, like you said. And it just looks like whoever's in the lead is just pulling everybody else along at the moment. And of course, Ollie and Hasnain are seemingly losing the pace at the back of the field. Great start from Nick, like you said, up in P7, challenging. But oh, look at that at the back. Hasnain almost lost it into the wall. Thankfully, he didn't, though. Of course, no safety cars here on GT Sport, so we have nothing like that to worry about. But looking at the moment, Belling has pulled away once again 7/10 of a second, which is actually quite a lot when you think about it, considering how powerful the slipstream is and how many straights there are here. So Will's going to have to do a lot of work to maybe get ahead of Belling in this race. Toby seems to have dropped off ever so slightly from Will as well, and Fred Panda behind seems to get on the back of Toby.
Yeah, just looking, Francis has lost a bit of time to Fred Panda ahead, and it's before exit, which just give Jamie a chance to go around the outside of Parabolica if he can do this. What an outstanding move it will be from the Brits.
Around the outside, he's going to be able to do it. Looks like he's going to have to tuck inside and then maybe get the switchback move, which is doing side by side, going through Parabolica. Don't make contact, guys. There was going to be an airplane crash. They haven't done.
God,
Francis is side by side, but he's tucked up ahead now. And Jamie is through, but of course Francis is going to be able to get the slipstream going through into turn 1. Jamie's not going to get a slipstream off of Fred Panda. Now he's too far behind, so is Francis going to be able to tuck in and get a move down into turn 1. He's tucked in the slipstream, doesn't look like he's going to be close enough to do it this lap, and he is not. And Jamie's got a move done up into P5, where he qualified, of course, after Francis overtook him at the start. And now Jamie's going to want to have to get on the back of Fred Panda and Toby and get as many points as possible to keep his championship alive.
Yeah, Nick just started to lose that. Lose the time where he was, which was just 5/10 behind Jamie. But looking at it, Francis was holding up Jamie, and he's now being able to show that pace that he does have to catch up to fourth, which I can see the gap now coming down, because when I was watching on the straights, all it was doing was just opening out just because of the battle in from behind. And the gap from first to fourth is 1.6 seconds, which even without second and third, Panda would probably just miss out on slipstream, which is amazing. And the gap across the whole top 7 is 3.4 seconds. Amazing racing from the lot.
Yes, absolutely. And just to inform everybody, if Belling does win this race and the positions stay the way they are, he will win the championship in this race. He won't need to take it to the second race. What Jamie needs to do is win this race and hope that Belling makes a mistake of some sort and loses a lot of points, because if Belling wins the race, he has won the championship. Jamie needs to finish ahead of Belling at least by 3 positions to make sure this goes through. And looking at that, yes, Belling's gone wide and looks like Will's on the back of him. Will's getting a lot of time in the final sector. Looks like Belling's maybe lost a lot of time. His tyre seems to be going off a lot quicker than Will's. He's going to tuck up into the slipstream. Is he going to be able to make a move into turn 1? Surely Belling won't fight it too hard, knowing the position he's in the championship. Will's pulling off alongside. Looks like they're going to go side by side into the first chicane. Who's going to be able to break the latest? Looks like Will's going down the inside. Looks like he's going to have to push Belling wide, but he doesn't do. He gives him the room, and Belling's gone over the curb. Bit of contact. They've gone slightly wide. More contact. And look at this. It's going to give Toby an opportunity to get past Will as well. This has bunched up the pack even more. Fred Panda's going side by side with Toby, almost into the right-hander there just before the De La Rocha chicane. Will's not going to be able to make a move on. Belling going into that chicane. They're looking at it. It looks like he's actually too far behind now. This is going to help Jamie though. Look at that, Toby and Fred Panda going side by side. Will's going to try and get through as well. Fred Panda though, side by side. There's going to be a bit of contact. Surely there is. And looking at that, he's going to have to jump over the curb. Jamie's going to maybe get through on the inside of this going into the first Lesbo. He's going to be able to do it. Doesn't look like he is to. Actually, he's side by side. Jamie going through, and he's through on Toby. He's got the place. So he's going to try and get on the back now, Fred Panda, and get another position up closer to Belling, who seems to be struggling out the front. Of course, he doesn't have slipstream for everybody else, but he seems to be struggling on those tyres or something. Maybe he's conserving fuel or something of sort. But Jamie, very opportunistic, takes another place off of Toby, and he needs to get on the back of Fred Panda now.
Yeah, that was amazing, that opening to the lap. You know, we would have thought that little bit of a push from Belling just hopping over the chicane, which is not very good to actually hit that sausage curve on this game.
Oh, Francis is off.
Oh, what's happened with Francis?
Yeah, sorry to call crash there. Yeah, he went across the gravel trap on Scar, and that's given Nick another place, who, of course, didn't qualify too well, but he's had another place gained up after that start. So Nick is right in the bunch now, on the back of Toby, who, of course, was in P4 before Jamie overtook him as there was a bit of contact. Will on the back of Bellin once again, only 0.3 of a second, and is going to tuck into that slipstream. And once again, it looks like they're going to go side by side into turn 1. Is Will going to give it a bit more elbows out this time? He goes to the inside once again. He's side by side, and surely going to get through this time down the inside. He's already ahead going into the corner. But is he going to be able to break later than Bellin? Looks like he is doing. Down into turn 1. Who's going to get the best exit? And it looks like Will's got the position. Yes, he has. Fred Panda is almost going to be able to make a move on Bellin as well into the Delaware chicane. If he makes sure he gets a good exit from here, it looks like he is doing. And looking at this now, Bellin is behind Will, and Fred Panda is the only driver that separates the 2 championship contenders. So is Bellin going to be able to make another move onto Will going into that chicane? He's getting closer and closer and closer. He's going to be able to make a move down the inside. No, he's not. He's going to have to tuck in behind. Looking at Fred Panda, though, he's going to have to defend from Jamie as well, who seems to have got his act together and is gaining a lot of pace on these guys. Fred Panda right behind Bellin as well. The top 5 separated in less than a second. This is a great race so far, and it looks like Will, Bellin, Fred Panda, Jamie, and of course Toby as well, who unfortunately lost the position after the contact with Fred Panda, are all in with a shout here of the race victory.
Yeah, I just saw Ollie D, as I was saying before, he just touched the sausage curve at turn 1 and 2, and it did almost spin his car, but luckily he saved it and remained ahead of Hasdane, who did have that unfortunate spin at the start of on the first couple of laps. But looking at it, if he didn't have that issue, he was looking to be able to close right up to the top 7, which he has got to do all that work that he just did before now again. And you know what, Francis has caught up to this park after dropping down, just because of the pure battling from the front runners, which I'm pretty sure they are now close to getting into the pit stop window. And I've just realised the display. Oh, there we are.
Oh, look at this, side by side, Will and Bellin once again. Bellin's going to go down the outside this time, though. Surely he's just going to tuck into the inside. He's not going to make a move, is he? He's trying to go down side by side and go around the outside. He seems like he is doing it, and it's a great move from Bellin. Will's going to have to concede the place. And looking at that, Panda's going to make a move on Will as well to go through the first chicane. Jamie's lost quite a bit of time there. It looks like he got into a bit of trouble, and Toby's now on the back of him as well. But Bellin's back into the lead. Will's going to try and make another move into the Delaware chicane. Surely as he tucks up into the slipstream, only 1/10 between them now. He's close enough. He's going side by side once again. Is he going to be late on the brakes? Looks like he is going to be, and it looks like he's going to get down the inside. Is he going to be able to do it? Yes, he is. Bellin doesn't look to fight too much. Will gets a bit wide, but it looks like he's back in the lead. Ooh. He almost loses it on the exit, but he keeps it side by side once again, going through the Lesbos. Bellin's surely going to have to tuck him behind. He's not going to be able to get around the outside there, and he does not. He's going to tuck him behind, though, and this is all this is doing. Is just making the pack get even closer and closer and closer. The top 7 all on one tiny straight there just before Ascari, and this is going to be an amazing battle for the lead. Of course, who knows? Nick could pit first, get an undercut, and maybe undercut everybody. Who knows? So who knows who's going to win this race? Will in P1, though, once again, as Bellin is almost going to go side by side with him, going through into Ascari. And looking at that, Fred Panda almost makes a move on him as well. Bellin's going to have to play a bit of a tactical game here to try and make sure he doesn't get overtaken, but at the same time, don't let Will get away too much as we go through Ascari. And everybody is on the limit of adhesion here on these tyres that are getting very, very worn. So what lap they come in is their decision, of course, but of course they need to change tyres and put some fuel in the car, no doubt, as well. And looking at this, Jamie side by side with Fred Panda almost going into the Parabolica. Will and Bellin also side by side almost. Look at that for it. Jamie's dived around the inside, like you said. There's going to be a bit of contact on the outside. Jamie's going to want to get the slipstream off of the guy in second, which is Bellin, of course, the championship rivals. Toe and tail now as we go through to start lap 8 of this race. It looks like Jamie's got the move done, and yes, he has. Toby's going to be on the back of Fred Panda as well going into turn 1. Is Bellin going to make a move onto Will as he goes into turn 1? Doesn't like he's going to be close enough. Looking at this, Fred Panda's going to go down the inside again. He's going to go down the inside of Jamie. Oh no, he isn't. He's not going to be able to do it. But looking at Toby, he's going to try and go around the outside of Fred Panda. He goes to the inside from the second part. It looks like he's going through as well. So unless Fred Panda has got a problem, he's been able to just lose 2 places in the space of 1 corner. And looking at that, Francis is with them as well. And looking at that, Toby's going to go around the outside. And it looks like he's going to have the speed going through into the second chicane. Let's see how he does, going down the inside now. And looking at that, Francis down the inside as well. He's going to be 3 wide going into the second chicane. Looks like he is Francis. Wisely goes out of it though, and looking at that, Fred Panda's going to go over as well. More contact with Francis. Looking at Nick as well. Francis is off, and Nick's going to gain a lot of positions here, and he has done. And looking at that, he's into P4 now, is Nick. But Toby goes through the inside. Nick's going to try and go around the outside once again. He knows there's going to be a bit of contact, and somebody's off behind. Looks like Francis. He's managed to keep it out of the wall just about. Fred Panda in P6, Nick in P5, and Toby in P4. And now it looks like it's 1, 2, 3. Will, Bellin, and Jamie and they're going to be 3 people pulling away now after all the contact, banging and barging from 4th down to 7th. But looking at this, Toby's going to have no slipstream now as well, so he's going to be a victim from Nick surely in the coming laps. But looking now, the top 3 are pulling away, and what a chain of events that was.
Yeah, very hectic, and it's just brought Ollie D and Hasnain back into the fight for some good points, with 4th being the best he could do. But you never know with this, looking at how it's going. I was just checking the telemetry, and Bellin's rear left is considerably worse than... Oh, never mind. It looks like Will's starting to have a lot of degradation on the rear left as well. Oh, bit of a fade from Will going into the pits.
Looking at this, championship rivals side by side. Almost sorry to cut across Keelan, but it looks like Jamie and Bellin are going to go side by side into turn 1. There's only 400s between them. Looking at this, Will's going to be a sandwich in the middle of it. Surely he's going to go down into turn 1. Jamie's going to have to back out though. And looking at that, Bellin's going to really late on the brakes. He's going to try and round the outside of Jamie again. He's going to try and do the contact. Will and Bellin make contact, and in the background, Toby's lost a place to Nick as well. But looking at the leaders now, Will is only 2 tenths ahead of Bellin, who's only half a tenth ahead of Jamie as we go through into the second chicane. And this has been an amazing battle between a slight contact, but it seems to be fair so far. Jamie's going to want to see Bellin get into a bit of contact here with Will so he can get that position ahead and keep this championship fight alive into the final race. But looking at it now, it seems to have calmed down once again. William first, Bellin in second, Jamie in third. Who knows who's going to pit first though and get ahead? Looking behind, looks like Nick's going to keep ahead of Toby, which he is doing. But looking at Francis, is he going to go down the inside into the Lesmos? It doesn't look like he's going to tuck him behind. Yes, he does. And Nick in P4, who loses it almost on the exit. And looking at that side by side, Toby and Nick once again going into the second Lesmo. Toby's going to get the inside, more contact, banging and barging. Francis is down the inside as well. Nick loses 2 places very, very quickly. And now Francis is going to be down the inside of Toby as we go through. Ascari is going to give him space. Yes, he does. Doesn't look like any position is going to be changed out front, so let's have a look at this. Francis is side by side with Toby. He looks to have the inside light going into Ascari. It looks like he's going to get the position done. Yes, he does. Just before Ascari, and he's made 2 positions in 2 corners, and Jamie has, excuse me, not Jamie, and Nick has lost those 2 positions in 2 corners. So
yeah.
4, 5 and 6 mixing and matching, but Nick's lost a lot of time there.
Unfortunate for Nick in that battle, but Francis, well done for taking your opportunities and getting back up into a really decent position. I also saw that Hasnain and Ollie D pit, so hopefully they can use their fresh tyres to hopefully catch up. However, looking at it, we are coming close to we are on lap 10, so if it's going how it is, looking at it, our leaders will not be pitting, and you never know, this might put a spanner in the works as their tyres are going off, and knowing these cars, the very oversteering nature of them could catch them out going through these quick corners at Monza in this final round. And who knows, you know, it might even throw a huge dent into the championship by Bellin if he has the unfortunate incident of spinning. But hopefully that doesn't happen to him, and we can have a really good fight on our hands for this championship win.
Well, of course, if Jamie knows that he's going to have to get ahead of Bellin and they knows that he's not pit stopping, then he's going to have to make sure he gets the track move done here, as Will is in P1. But looking at Jamie now, he's tucking up in behind that of Bellin, and it looks like he's going to be able to make a move anytime soon, tucking up in that slipstream. He's very, very close to the second place driver as they go into a Ascari chicane. 3 tenths separate the first 3 on track. This is going to be an amazing end to this race. Looks like Nick's dropped off the back actually in P6 of the guys in 4th, 5th, Francis and Toby, who seem to be pulling away up slightly from Nick and onto the back of Jamie very, very slowly though. And it looks like at the top 3 at the moment are going to be where the battles are at. Will down in to Parabolica, and he looks like he's actually pulling a slight gap compared to last lap, but he looks like he's gone a bit wide, and Bellin's actually tucked up right in behind him now. And of course, like you said, this tyre wear is going to become a massive problem. Bellin's got a massive rear left tyre degradation. Will, is he going to go in the pits? No, he doesn't. Bellin doesn't go in the pits either. It looks like they're trying to play a bit of games to see if they're going to go into the pit lane. Will, though, has pulled a bit of a gap, and looking at this now, Jamie's going to be side by side with his championship contender. The 2 championship contenders side by side into turn 1. Who's going to be able to break the latest and make sure that they get down the inside and take the position? Looks like Bellin's going to be the latest. Yes, he is. Oh, he's made a bit of a mistake though. He's gone down the inside of Will. There's going to be a bit of contact. Will's been pushed over the curb, and looking at this, is going to help Jamie once again to tuck up inside. But Bellin's actually side by side with Will now as going to the second chicane. So he's going to be able to take the lead. Jamie also is going to be side by side, almost 3 wide into the Della Rocha chicane. But looking at Bellin's going to be on the outside now for that chicane. Jamie's going to try and make a move down the inside. Doesn't look like he's going to do so. Will's down the inside. And looking at this, Jamie's going to try and make the move on Bellin. No, he's not. And looking at that, Will takes the position back, and it's status quo back at the front. And looking at that though, Francis and Toby off side. Toby cuts across the chicane, and that's going to lose him a lot of time. Looking at Jamie as well, he's going to try and make a move on Bellin, doesn't be able to do it. But it looks like Toby and Nick almost came to blows there. Thankfully they didn't. But the top 3 also losing time to the guys behind when they're battling that way. But it looked like in turn 1, Bellin actually lost control and almost went into Will. Will did very well to stay out of that. But the top 3 now separated by only 4/10 of a second.
Yeah, hats off to Bellin getting it stopped in time. Did look like he broke a little bit too late for that corner. But yeah, he had lost a bit of time to Francis, who he was about 3.4 seconds behind. Now he's halved that gap. And that was a mistake from Bellin. No, James up and ahead of his championship rival.
Oh yes, up into P2. Yeah, just missed that. Up into P2, so it looks like Bellin's made a mistake, and those tyres are really bad for him now. If you look at his rear left, he is absolutely over it. And as we go through into the final corner of this lap, Jamie wants to get this victory off of Will to keep this championship alive into the final race of the season. Will, though, is he going to faint into the pits again? No, he doesn't. Nobody seems to be pinning. Bellin seems to have lost quite a lot of time compared to these guys, though. Is Jamie going to try and make a move into the turn 1 chicane? Of course, he's going to want to tuck him behind, but it looks like he's going to go side by side to turn 1. Will's got defensive on the inside line. This is the moment for Jamie. It may have been bad in qualifying, but it looks like he's going to get the win in the race if he can make this move stick. Unfortunately, even though he doesn't, almost a bit of contact between Bellin and Jamie, who goes very late on the brakes. But the top 3, they might be mixing and matching positions, but Will is still out in front with only 4 laps of racing to go. Jamie needs this position though to keep this championship fight going into the final race of the season. Is he going to be able to get side by side going into the Della Rocha chicane? Doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it. He's almost there, but he can't quite do it. He has to tuck it behind, and he's going to have to wait another lap surely.
Yeah, I've just had a look at the tyre, and Jamie's done absolutely
superb. Jamie almost making side by side. Sorry, score caution there once again. But it looks like Will made a mistake. Jamie's going to go down the inside now into the Lesbo, and it looks like he's going to be able to do it now. Is Will going to try and get back around the outside? Sure, that's not going to be a good idea, and it isn't. He tucks in behind to hopefully get a slipstream of Jamie going into Ascari, but it was another mistake from Will that meant Jamie is put up into first place in the position he needs to be. But Will's going to go side by side, and looking at the rest of the field, they have caught up so quickly to these guys who seems to be battling non-stop. Jamie though into Ascari, he's going to be able to keep the lead surely. He's got the inside line. Is Will going to try and go around the outside? Yes, he does. He's gone wide. That's going to lose him a bit of time to Bellin. And looking at that, Francis is right behind Bellin. He's going to be able to go side by side with the 3 into the Parabolica as well. So the top 3 have lost so much time. Jamie's in the lead. Will's lost time. Bellin's lost time. And looking at that, Francis and Toby are going to be right on the back of this, and Jamie's going to be praying that Francis and Toby can get through on Bellin into Parabolica and for the rest of this race. And looking at that, Francis is down the inside. There's going to be a bit of contact. Bellin's going to get the slipstream of Will though on the main straight, so surely he's going to be able to pull alongside in the head. But looking at that, Francis is up into the podium positions, and looking at that, Jamie's pit. Jamie's pit from the lead.
Interesting.
So that's going to be a very interesting strategy from him. Is it because he didn't have enough fuel? Maybe. Who knows? Looking as we go through into the last 3 laps of this race, Will into P1, Francis into P2, and it looks like that of Bellin pitted as well actually. So the 2 championship contenders pitted, and they for them might feel like that is the best thing they can do.
I was looking at Jamie's tyres and thought, you know what, he's done an absolute superb job on saving him, that he could possibly go to the end, but you know, there's just the plot twist. He's pit. Bellin, his left rear was absolutely screaming. He was literally on about half tyre life with that on the telemetry, and I'm surprised how he's managed to stay out that long. That is what happens when you're just stuck in the slipstream. It's like the suck zone where you can just keep onto the back. As long as you keep it clean through the corners, it doesn't matter how quick you are. As long as you're in that zone and you've got like the speed on the straights to make sure that you can stay there, it's all right. It doesn't need to worry about it, which has just shown, you know, waiting for that driver to pit. But who knows what's just happened? That might have just gifted Bellin the championship win, because if the results finish like this, I highly doubt Jamie will have a chance, and Bellin will be a championship winner after this race.
Oh, of course, Jamie wins this race, which is going to be helping everybody else pit so we can get back into the lead. Belling has to finish P4 to keep the championship going for Jamie into the final round of this championship. So let's have a look what everybody does as we go through the parabolic now. Will in the lead, of course, where he spent most of this race. Is he going to go through? It looks like they might run out of fuel, these guys. So it looks like they might actually have to pit anyway. Maybe not for tyres, but for fuel itself. Is Will going to pit? No, he's not. So everyone's seemingly staying out. It looks like they're going to be able to get to the end of this race. So Jamie's going to hope for a miracle here, and so is Belling. But looking going into turn 1, Will and Francis are going to go side by side almost as we go through into turn 1, and looking in behind, Fred Panda is making a move on Nick as well, who's up into P4 now, almost on the fringe of the podium positions. Nick's going to go side by side with Fred Panda, and Fred Panda's going to go down the inside, up over the curb, but Nick keeps that position just for the moment, and Jamie's gone up into 6th as well, got ahead of Hasnain, and Belling is right behind Hasnain as well. So, are they going to be able to make it to the end, these guys? It doesn't look like anybody's put any fuel on board. No, they have not. Toby's got the most fuel, though, at his disposal. It's more the tyre wear that's the biggest problem. Will in the P1 and Francis in P2. Who's going to be able to get this win? As we go through and looking at that, Nick's going wide as well. He's going to cross the curb, and he has almost lost it completely. And Francis is going to, Nick is going to lose a position there to Fred Panda as we go through the line. But no, he's not. He keeps it nice and tight to the inside, and he's not lost any time there for him. But looking at the leaders, Will, Francis, Toby, they're going to be losing so much time to those people. Jamie and Belling, who have pitted for fresh tyres, but it looks like they're going to run out of time.
Fred Panda looks to be in prime position for this. He's got really decent, he didn't pit. Don't forget, so he has got the good tyres on compared to the drivers ahead. So if he plays it good, you know, he could pick up some crucial positions to get him onto that podium. He just needs to find a way past Nick.
Nick almost loses it.
Yeah, just being that stubborn driver out on track that you just can't get past because he's stuck in the slipstream. But you know that you do have that pace there that once you get past him, can catch up. And Fred makes them to try and go around the outside, but he's well too late on the brakes. However, he has made it happen. And what a move. I thought he broke way too late for that corner. I don't know about you, Patrick.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to go wide there, but thankfully for him on the new tyres, he's been able to keep it. So Fred Panda now, he's going to be in the in the podium position surely soon, as Toby and him are going to be almost side by side. But looking at this now, Will and Francis for the lead in this race on the final lap. We're going to go side by side into turn 1. This could be the move of the race. Is he going to be able to make it around the outside? No, he's not. Will firmly closes that door. And look at everybody, the top 8, all separated by just one corner on the track. Francis is still going to be tucked in behind Will. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get the move though into the second chicane, and surely now this is Will's race to lose as to go through the final part, but they're all struggling for fuel. They're going to have to keep it nice and slow, and this is going to help Jamie, Fred Panda and Belling as well as we go through the final part. Looking at that, Belling and Nick going side by side into the second chicane. Is he going to get through? It looks like he is doing. Nick's going to go side by side through the chicane, and Belling's been pushed ever so slightly wide, but he's not been able to get through. Nick's going to keep the inside line, but Belling with the overspeed seems to be able to go around the outside, and he has made it. Nick's going to almost lose it though, and Nick seems to have lost it, but he's held it. What a save from him, but he's lost another position. And look at this now, look at Will, look at Francis. This is going to be the final overtaking opportunity surely for Francis to go through up to Ascari, who's going to be able to take the lead now. He's gone around the outside of Will, and looking at that, Jamie's in P4 as well. Jamie seems to have gone ahead of Fred Panda. He's going to go through P3, yes he does, and Francis is going to be able to go through. No he doesn't, he has to tuck inside. And for Jamie now, the man who needs to finish ahead of these two for the championship to continue, it looks like he's not going to be able to do this.
He's got a
great run. He's got a very good run. If he gets through, he'll have 8 points for the championship. Of course, Belling though will get 2 points for finishing 7th, and he needs to have that position. Is he going to go around the outside? It looks like he might be able to. If Jamie gets this, the championship carries on, and it's a great move around the outside. Oh, look at that! Will's lost it, and Jamie's through. Jamie's through. He's going to win the race. He's going to keep the championship going. What an amazing race by Jamie, and he wins.
Amazing.
He wins the race, and that keeps the championship going into the final round. Belling only finishes P6, and that turns everything on its head. Jamie with a fantastic final lap, and goodness gracious me, the championship continues into the final race of the season. Unbelievable.
Mate, what a race from Jamie. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. Just, you know, what position was he going into that last lap? Was he 5th? Possibly, maybe 4th?
So. Yeah.
You know, those tyres, it just showed that, you know, they were the deciding factor in the race. And, you know, perfect strategy from Jamie. Possibly couldn't have stayed out, got to the end on the tyres. We'll never know. But yeah, Just unfortunately, the difference between Jamie and Bellin was Jamie could cut through the traffic. Just he got past Nick when it mattered most, and Bellin got stuck behind him.
I mean, crucially for Bellin as well, let's not forget he actually overtook somebody into the final corner as well, so he went up into P6. So for Bellin, he's got a crucial few points for his championship charge. So let me just total the totals now and figure out what the championship standings are like after that. So of course the gap before was 12 points from Bellin to Jamie. It's 12 points for victory in the first race, which went to Jamie of course, and then P6 is, let's have a look, I believe it's 3 points for P6. Let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's 2 points for 6. Oh no, excuse me. Turns out I'm a moron. It is 3 points for 6th. So after that, he's gained 9 points on him. So after that, it's only 3 points the gap going into the final race of the season. Bellin ahead of Jamie. And of course, in case people don't know, you get 7 points for victory in the second race, 5 second, 3 for third. So for Jamie to win the championship, he's going to hope he wins the race and Bellin finishes in P3 or lower. And if Bellin finishes ahead, he's going to win the title. So, in case people don't know, there is a reverse grid for this second race, and I believe there's going to be almost a 5-minute break of sorts.
Yeah, I think it's about 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. So
which, you know, we can calm down from that amazing race from the start. You know, that just shows what PSGL is all about. That amazing racing, close, you know, on edge, and I mean, having a spanner thrown into all of this. You know, who'd have thought that Jamie, being in that 4th position on the final lap, would have came out on top, with especially with Will absolutely dominating the whole race. You know, whenever he got past on track, you know, he'd try again, which, you know, showed in the end he was leading, and that crucial mistake going into the Parabolica didn't help at all, because he could have got that win, but, you know, it provided us with an amazing last corner showdown going drag race into the finish. But Hasnaid, I'm pretty sure, you know, he did get passed by Bellin, but qualifying second to last, I think, and, you know, having a half spin, he's done a really, really good job on making sure that he could get that recovery job, and I'm pretty sure he picked up 2 points, I think. And you know, well done to him. Ollie D as well. I can't actually remember where he finished, because it does say that it's P4 on here. Oh, and we're starting the race already.
Alright, so championship decider. Bellin ahead by 3 points going into the final race from Jamie. Jamie's going to want to have to finish at least 2 positions ahead if he wins the race to get the championship away from Bellin to win the PSGL Ferrari Challenge Championship. So, let's see how this goes then.
Yeah, P1 is Nick, who, you know, he was in a great position and somehow fell back to 9th, but, you know, it's in prime position now to take this win. And we started with this horrible camera angle.
He's going to get the best start. Absolutely. We're away now. Nick in P1, and it looks like second Hasnaid's not got a very good start now as we go through into turn 1. Nick's going to be miles ahead as we go through into turn 1. Hasnaid, though, does make a move, and Bellin's already up into P3 now. Of course, he finished 6th in the race before, so he's going to get through on the inside now. Look at that. Nick's gone very wide into turn 1. He's going to lose the lead. Surely he goes through the barriers, and he has done. He's lost a complete amount of time there. Bellin, the championship leader, is already ahead of this 7-lap sprint race. And looking at this now, where's Jamie? He's down in P8 in this race. He's got a lot of work to do now to get ahead of Bellin. Hasnaid, though, is going to be able to challenge down into the second chicane. But looking at this now, Bellin's in prime position to win this championship. After the start of this race, always going to go down the inside of Hasnaid, maybe not. He doesn't. He tucks in behind for the moment. And Fred Panda's also in behind, and he's going to want to try and get through as quick as possible. Toby in P5, Francis P6, Will in P7, Jamie in P8, Nick all the way down. The pole position sits in P9 after that mistake at turn 1. So Bellin gets an amazing start for his championship credentials, and Jamie all the way down in P8, Keelan.
Yeah, what an amazing start from Bellin. I saw him get off the start, and he just absolutely blitzed past.
Toby, once again, Toby makes a mistake. Sorry to question you again, Keelan, but Toby loses it wide on the gravel there, and he's lost another position to that of Francis. Jamie's going to want to get on the back of them as well, if he can do, and looking at that, Will's on the back of him as well. Ball front, oh, look at that, who's off? It looks like Hasnain's off, maybe, is it? Yes, it is, Hasnain's off, and he's going to be out of the running. So Nick's all the way up to P8 now, Jamie in P7, and Bellin is ahead by almost a second as we go through. It's the first lap of this race completed, so he's going to want to try and break the slipstream off Ollie and just get away into the distance and just grab this championship in. But Ollie, Panda, Francis, Toby, and of course Will and his championship rival Jamie are going to want to do as much as they can to stop that from happening. So the end of lap 1, Bellin leads the race by only 0.4 of a second, but that's a lot in these cars, and he gets across the line now. Ollie in P2, Fred Panda in P3, he's had a great start as well. Francis P4, Toby P5, Will in P6, but he's going to surely want to make a move now on Toby going through into turn 1. He's going to be able to do it. It looks like he's going to go through. He hasn't. Ollie's going to go try and go side by side as well with Bellin, but he's not been able to get the move done. Bellin keeps the lead. Of course, it's literally a massive part of the moves made here at Monza, but Jamie's stuck in P6. He's actually been able to get through on Will as well, so Will must have made a mistake, may have been contact and might have missed that, sorry guys, but Jamie's up into P6, Will stuck in P7, and Toby in P5 now is going to be under attack from the championship contender Jamie in a moment, but Bellin leads the race at the moment, and Ollie is tucked right in behind him, but it looks like Bellin's going to be in the lead for a long time now. But look at that, who's gone wide? Looks like Francis gone wide. Yes, he has. His contact with Toby. He's not been able to get through, and thankfully for anybody has crashed, and it looks like Jamie's getting another position. Yes, he has. He's up to P5 now. Toby in P4, and he's going to want to get up as fast as he can to that of Bellin, of course, who is the championship leader at the moment. Only a 7-lap race here, and we're already on lap 2, so Jamie's not got a lot of time to get this done, but he needs to get overtaken, and he needs to get overtaken now.
Yeah, absolutely insane. Second lap with that issue between Toby going wide, I think, was it? I didn't quite see it. I was too busy looking at the front runners. But yeah, it's also Gifty Jamie, and that is Toby going wide. Again, just can't seem to get the car to grip up going through these corners, and it's costing him dearly. But I was seeing, Ollie D going on the attack on Bellin, going into Parabolica, and yeah, Ollie D having a complete opposite to the first race, being really quick, really sharp off the mark, and keeping up with the top guys. And Ollie D setting at 47.7, just that's what shows the slipstream.
Jamie and Toby. Jamie's been able to get through on Toby. Looks like Will's going to follow him through as well as we go through into turn 1. Is Will going to make a move down the inside? Looks like he is doing. Jamie's not covering that line. He seems to be confident and he's breaking ability, and he is doing. He's up into P4 now. He's next victim. Fred Panda looking up front. Ollie seems to go side by side with Bellin as well. It's a drag race, like you said, going into the second chicane. It's going to be crucial for the championship. There's a bit of contact. Fred Panda's also going to be tucked in behind here. He's going to go side by side. 3 wide almost going into the second chicane. Fred Panda side by side with the two of them, and there's going to be contact. Sean's going to this chicane. Surely what's going to happen here? Fred Panda down the inside, bit of contact. Ollie going round the outside, Bellin down into P2, Ollie into P1. Fred Panda is going to be able to get through on the inside into the left, but no, he's not. He tucks in behind, and Bellin's in behind him. Ollie now, but the championship leader loses a place. There's only 2 positions now between second and fourth, which is Bellin and Jamie, the championship rivals. Jamie wants to get these moves done, and he wants to get ahead of Bellin as soon as possible, but there's going to be more and more slipstreaming and more overtakes surely as the race goes on.
Yeah, it's when you just cut me off going to start talking about Will, I was like, I'm just watching this lead battle go ahead. It's insane, you know. Ollie D showing what he should have been doing in this first race, and now putting Bellin possibly on the back foot now, and you know, Fred Panda just being able to get that slipstream and showing his pace off, because you know he got the perfect slingshot into contact between the leaders. Like you said, they've been quite close going into turn 1 last lap, but into the parabolic. This time it's been contact, and that's lost Bellin even more time. Fred Panda's going to be tucked in right behind him now. Is the championship leader going to lose another place in this championship? Decided to get himself and Jamie right next to each other. Will's also on the back of Jamie as well though, and he's going to have to go defensive into turn 1 surely. Looking at Fred Panda now, side by side, and Bellin's actually got into the lead with the slipstream, but there's going to be another side by side moment going into turn 1. Bellin around the outside takes the lead once again away from Ollie, and looking at this now,
the championship contenders first and fourth. Belling back in the lead, and Ollie's going to want to get that position back surely as quick as he can. Jamie tucked in behind Fred Panda though. Fred Panda didn't seem to get the best exit. There's some battling going on behind as well, but we're going to keep on board here with Jamie to see if he can get ahead of Fred Panda going into the second chicane. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to do that, and he's going to have to tuck in behind. And Belling is going to want to get away now, but looking at Ollie side by side with him again. Belling's had to go defensive, and Belling's going to make a move around the outside. But there's contact in the back between the three drivers. Francis and Nick, one of those, but going up to the front once again. Ollie right on the back of Belling, going through the second Lesmo. There's going to be more overtaken here. This championship is not over. The top five separated by one corner of the track. Anybody could win this race yet?
Yeah, you know, it's all to play for, and it's Belling's to lose. There's only 3 points difference between them in the championship, which, as you said before, if he finishes fourth or lower, and Jamie does win, that would
Fred Panda down the inside of Ollie as well. Fred Panda down the inside of Ollie into Ascari. Great move from him, and he's going to be able to get the exit. Yes, he does, but there's actually quite a bit of slipstreaming going on now. Ollie's going to want to get past this as quick as possible because he does not want to lose Belling in that lead. Ferrari going into the final 3 laps of this race. Jamie tucked in behind as well. He's going to want to see some contact between these guys to get him ahead and through on the Belling. He needs to get Belling down into P4 somehow, maybe a Hamilton and Rosberg technique if he gets ahead like in Abu Dhabi 2016. But looking at Will, he's tucked in behind Jamie as well. Jamie, even though he has to look forward, he also has to look behind for the very fast driver that is Will in the Ferrari in pink and black, and he's going to tuck in behind. Everybody's tucking into the slipstream now. Is Fred Panda going to try and make a move on Belling? It looks like he is doing. He's going to try and go around the outside. Everybody's going side by side. Jamie's gone through! And it's completely lost it. Jamie's gone through and lost it, and surely he's going to reset, and he has done, and that is going to put an end to any opportunity to win the championship for Jamie, surely. But looking at this now, and it looks like Belling, no matter what position he finishes in with Jamie all the way down in P7, is going to lose the championship. A shame really for what was an amazing crescendo to this championship, but going through into the second chicane, Belling's going to want to do this in style, so he's going to want to keep ahead of Fred Panda. Is he going to be able to go around the outside? No, he is not. He's actually put Ollie in a good position to maybe get through into the Lesmos. Fred Panda also loses it almost, and looking at that, Ollie and Will are going to be side by side with him going through into the first Lesmo. Who's going to be able to get out on top? It still looks like Fred Panda, but Will's gone down the inside of Ollie, so Will's going to up into P3, and he's going to try and get ahead of Fred Panda now and get the pressure onto Belling. Of course, the man who was leading this race all of last race. Up until, look at that! Fred Panda's off, and he's lost a lot of time there. Is he going to get on safely? Yes, he does. Jamie gets another position back. Ollie and Francis going side by side almost as well, going to Ascari, but it was a mistake there from Fred Panda, the man who was in second place for most of this race. So Will is all the way up into second now. He's going to want to avenge the loss of his first race in this session, so he's going to want to try and get the back of Belling and end his season in style. But he does go wide, as you say that, and he has lost a lot of time. Jamie down in P6 though. He's going to have to hope for a miracle now that Belling makes a mistake, or maybe there's contact between him and Will. So going into the second to last lap now, it's all changed. Belling in the lead, Will in second, Francis up into third, then side by side once again, Francis and Ollie. Francis is through, and it looks like Ollie's lost even more time. The man who was challenging for the lead and was in the lead of this race on lap 2 seems to be losing a lot of time now. But looking at this, they're all going to go into the slipstream. But looking at Belling, he's way up in front, so Will's going to have to hope for a very clean lap to maybe get an opportunity into turn 1 on the final lap of this race. Is Ollie going to try and make a move down the inside? No, he doesn't. He tucks in behind of the Mario and Luigi Ferrari in P3 of Francis. And looking at that, once again, Nick's jumped over the chicane. He's going to lose more time, and Jamie gets through on him, so Jamie's up into P5. But with 2 laps to go, Jamie is struggling to get anything up on the people he needs to get ahead of that of Belling, Will, Francis, Ollie. And it looks like Jamie's going to have to be stuck into P5 unless something amazing happens here. Belling, though, has got enough gap in front of him, surely, to keep this win and get the championship that he so badly wants here in PSGL.
Well, I could see that Will want to avenge that lost first place from race 1, and I can just see him being very determined to try and get this win, especially turn 1. But you know, he's a young lad, that he might be too confident going into the corner to try and push himself a little bit too much and could force an error. However, as long as he stays calm, he is catching Belling quite a lot. He caught him by 3 tenths through Ascari just then. You know, I can see him doing it, but then again, you know, as shown by the first race, you can never predict anything in this PSGL Ferrari Challenge Championship as we head onto the final lap of the season, and it's Bellin leading, Will in second, Francis in third, Ollie D in fourth, and the championship runner-up, if it remains like this, in fifth. And I'm sure Jamie will try and be on a mission like he was on the last lap of last race.
Yeah, absolutely. Will's going around the outside, though, and it looks like he's got the lead. Yes, he has on Bellin. Bellin doesn't need to fight this too much, though. He's got the championship in the bag if he stays in the position he's in. Will wants to avenge that loss from the first race, like you said, and he's now up into P1 and leading this race, going into the final section of this race. Bellin in P2. Is Francis going to try and make a move into P3? And looking in behind Ollie and Jamie, they're close on the track as well. But looking at this now, Bellin goes down the inside of Will. Is there going to be a contact? Yes, there is. There's contact. And looking at that now, Bellin's gone wide. He doesn't want to be doing this. He's almost lost it, but thankfully there he keeps it on the track. That is a very dangerous game from him. But looking now, Ollie and Jamie are right behind him, and who knows what can happen here in this final section of the race. Will is up into P1, and surely he's going to get the victory in the bag. Francis in P2. Bellin, though, is out of this slipstream now, and he's got Ollie right all over the back of him, and Jamie over the back of him as well. He's going to want to hope for a miracle. It's Jamie. He's going side by side with Ollie now, going through into Ascari. But who knows what can happen in this final few corners of this championship. It's not over until the race is definitely over. And going through into Ascari now. Bellin seems to have calmed down now, and it looks like he's going to get it. He does go slightly wide though into Ascari. He's going to have to calm down now. But going through into the final section, Will and Francis are almost side by side as we go through. Looking at Jamie as well. Jamie almost side by side. And look at that. Look at Francis up front as well. Francis is going to try and get a move down on the outside of Will. We've got to keep a good look, everyone. Francis right on the outside. Is he going to be able to do it? It looks like he is. Bellin in P3 side by side with Ollie. It's not going to be enough. But Will and Francis side by side. It's going to be a drag race to the right. Who's going to be able to do it? It's Francis, yes. Will. It's Francis. And Bellin gets across the line. And the man who has not been off the podium all season takes the championship from Jamie. Will, by 1/100th of a second, loses to Francis, who gets the victory. Oh, what a race. What a championship.
Sorry for Will. You know, 2 races in a row, he's been first on the last lap in the last corner, and he's just lost it. I'm sure he'll be kicking himself, but he shouldn't, because, you know, he's been outstanding this race, especially doing the one no stop on the first race also. Congratulations to ERT Bellin on the championship win. You know, he said that he's never been off the podium except from last race, but you know, that is some really, really good consistency shown by the Belgian there. And also commiserations to Jamie, who did finish in second place in this championship, but you know, he had the fight in him, as shown in the first race. Just a mistake in the second cost him, you know, a potential chance of getting that win, especially with the events that happened ahead. You know, Patrick, you got any words?
Well, I mean, I'm tired after all that. Great 2 races, great season. Like you said, Bellin, a tremendous champion, not off the podium the entire season apart from 1 race, which was here at Monza in the first one, when he made a slight error in strategy. Yeah, great champion, great races, and it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, and well, to close the championship, your winner is ERT Bellin, and your runner-up is Jamie. The 2 winners today were Jamie and VQS Francis, and it's goodbye from me and Patrick. Hopefully we might even get the job for next season, because I really enjoyed that. I don't know about you.
It was great fun.
Yeah, and it's goodbye from both of us.